Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Thursday, the 15th day of April. Today is National Banana Day. Banana. And I got to tell you, the weird gift of the day today is a banana telephone, which is pretty weird. Also, National Glazed Spiral Ham Day today, which sounds delicious. National Rubber Eraser Day. National Tax Day, although this year it's been pushed off, I think, another whole month. National Take a Wild Guess Day, which is how I do my taxes, by the way. Just kidding. I don't do that.
Speak of the devil.
I am just teasing. National Titanic Remembrance Day. Purple Up Day. National High Five Day. High five, Heidi. And Get to Know Your Customers Day. All of those things happening on this Thursday. And I've got a Dear John letter that I bet there's some other folks that can probably relate to this. It's Bad Mom or Not, and it's from a mother whose kids moved home during the pandemic, and she's wanting them to leave.
Okay.
Or she's wondering if maybe they should. I've got the letter on our Facebook page. You can chime in with your advice. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A survey found that it's cheaper to have a DUI on your record than it is to add a teen driver to your insurance policy.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy expensive.
It is. And I guess I can understand that because, teen kids, sometimes they're learning and there's some accidents and all. Did you ever have any accidents when you were a teen driver?
Yes.
How many accidents?
3.
Really? Were any of them bad?
No.
Were any of them your fault?
Yes.
How many of the 3?
3.
I had 2 accidents when I was a teen driver. One was my fault because I hit a parked car. So it certainly wasn't. Although the car was parked really weird, it was sticking out into the road. So that's why I hit it. But it was still my fault because, the car was parked. And then the other one, I was in a drive-through window, waiting to drive through to get some food. And a car backed into me.
My brother ran over a man in a drive-thru.
Whoa. Yeah, I understand all of this now. We didn't even get to our second fact, so I guess we'll have to just save that survey for another day. That's how we play surveys and studies and such, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. An allegedly tipsy trespasser downed some tequila, then hopped a fence at the National Counterterrorism Center in Virginia, mistaking the fortress for his hotel.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because you have to hop a fence to get to your hotel.
Yeah. Jatinder Singh was busted March 14th, 5 a.m., trying to book a room at the complex after climbing a security fence.
Yeah.
Federal affidavit says that the defendant responded that he was there to rent a room. They said he was noticeably unsteady on his feet and exhibited slurred speech. He fessed up to downing some tequila that night. Then he tried to retreat to the anti-terrorism Mecca, seeking a meal and a place to stay, although he was thinking that it was a hotel, according to this. So whatever it was, however he got in there, you'd think...
Are you buying that?
He wasn't doing anything wrong. He got in there and he's like, I'd like to get a room. And they're like, what are you doing here? So can you imagine how shocked they'd be at the front desk? They're like, whoa, what is this guy? How do you even get in here? So anyway, that's what happens, I guess, when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. CNN is in the news. Now, they are people who tell the news, but now they're in the news because their anchor, Brooke Baldwin, has come out against the network saying CNN has a gender equality problem.
Shame.
So I don't know exactly what that means, but there are a lot of people pointing out that, well, a lot of these positions are filled by men and they could be filled by women. And it's interesting to read some of the comments online. People are not nice online. Have you noticed this? People are just not, like, this. Almost nobody online is nice. I try to be nice to people online all the time.
As a female, I will say that I don't think your sex should enter into whether or not you're qualified for a job.
It shouldn't, no.
So if the men that have the jobs were more qualified for the jobs,
yeah, I don't know.
That's why they have the jobs.
Could be. I don't know what the details are on it, and I'm not.
I mean, those positions could be filled by donkeys too, but are they qualified? I'm just saying, why should that have anything to do with anything?
The second trailer for Disney's upcoming Cruella was released. It dives even further into the twisted, villainous world than ever before. So it sounds to me like this one's going to be interesting. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Do you like pickles wrapped in cheese? How about popcorn with beans? How about ice cream on meatloaf? In a survey of Americans, there are a few of the surprising food combinations that some of us love, the things I just mentioned. Research revealed mayo and peanut butter sandwiches and cookies dipped in guacamole also made the cut. The survey found the most popular weird food combinations that Americans love dipping French fries in a chocolate milkshake, which I got to tell you, I've done that.
I do that. Yeah.
It is good.
That is good stuff.
The other things, have you ever put popcorn with your beans? I've never done that.
Popcorn with beans, like
cheese on a pickle. I've never done that. Ice cream on meatloaf. I've never done. Peanut butter is good on anything, but mayonnaise and peanut butter apparently is good. I don't have to try some of these things. Next on the list here, there's a fact that maybe should help each and every one of us stay a little more humble. There's probably 2 billion planets that are just like Earth in our galaxy. Okay. Researchers say they focus their math on Earth-sized planets within the habitable zone.
The what?
Habitable zone. How do you say that? Habitable? Habitable? I can't say it. In the zones of their stars that are habitable. And that would be orbits where a liquid water could exist on the surface of those different planets.
Okay.
We live in a solar system that is just one of the arms of a large spiral galaxy called the Milky Way. The sun and its planet, that's Earth, lie in a quiet part of the galaxy about halfway out from the center. And I guess what they're saying is there's 2 billion other planets that are very similar to our planet.
Okay.
So they're saying if we don't think there's life out there somewhere, we might be
So why don't we go try traveling to those?
Well, I think that right now they're trying to figure out how we would do that. We can't even get to Mars. They're working on that. So I don't know. And that's like our nearest neighbor. More than ever before, we're ordering groceries for pickup and delivery. So I think 2020 kind of broke down the barriers for people that say, nah, I don't want to do that. Now they're like, okay. This has been your scoop of the day. Comes your way courtesy of RadioSavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time right now for Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
All right, Heidi, I think this is a fun letter. I bet there's some other folks that can probably relate to this. Here we go. Dear John, I'm not sure if I'm a terrible mother or not. I love my kids, but I think I need them to move, or I need to move. My husband passed away a few years ago. My kids all grew up and moved away. But in 2020, I had my son move back home temporarily. Then his sister moved back home in January. It has been great to get to see my kids more, but I think they should be moving on now. They both have jobs where they can work from home. They make a good living. They both have money saved up. I think they were worried about me being alone, but I feel more alone right now than I did before. I end up spending time in my room or in the yard. My friends don't like to come over because they feel like they're interrupting family time. But there really is no family time. My kids are either working or watching movies or playing video games. I said something last month, and we did spend a little time together, but it took about a week for everything to get back to normal. I think it would be better for them to live in their own places like we did before, and then we would get together like we used to. Would it be wrong for me to ask them to leave? Does this letter make me sound like a bad mom? Signed, Bad Mom or Not. Got to say, I don't think it makes you sound like a bad mom.
Not at all.
And I can relate a little bit. Thank goodness my wife is still here. The two of us, Heidi, this lady that's with me here every day, we're married and we live together and we work together. We're together all the time. Sometimes I think she would like me to go get a different place. But we have a daughter and a son that have both grown up and moved away. And we didn't have them move back home, but we spent about a week with them for a little trip. And it was awesome.
That I enjoyed.
I did too. It was awesome.
I wouldn't want them to move back home.
And it was really cool to spend some time together. But I can tell you, by the end of that week, we were on each one of us was on the other person's nerves. Because we have our own little routine. They have their own little routine. You know, one that wants to watch this and somebody else that wants to watch that. And maybe it'd be a little different. We were in a hotel room where there was one TV. And no matter what we watched, it was like one person was happy and three people were going, okay, whatever, I guess. So I like what you're saying in here, though. So I first want to say, I don't think that you're a bad mom.
No.
And I don't think this makes you a bad mom. As a matter of fact, you're an awesome mom because you let them come home and you let them, stay there and save up some money. So they have money. Maybe they can now go get a place. And I don't know if it had anything to do with finances because it doesn't say in here anything financial. They both have jobs. They both make money. They both have money saved up. But she was thinking that maybe they were concerned that she was feeling alone last year, during times when people weren't going out. So not only are you not a bad mom, I think you must have been a good mom because it sounds like you raised a couple of good kids. So I think that be nice about how you do it. Don't say, hey, you need to leave or I need to leave.
That might be a bit rude. But
I think if you come up with a way to say, hey, you know what? I'd love to have you guys nearby, but I kind of just liked having my own space. Or if you're in the same home that you were in before and you got a ton more room than you need, maybe you say, you know what? I'm thinking of downsizing. I don't need such a big place. And that would be certainly a good conversation starter, too. Just saying, I don't really need a big place like this. You guys are going to want your own place. You're going to want to start families. But I don't think it makes you a bad mom. If you would like to chime in with some advice.
And it is your job to raise. I mean, you've been a very good mom. If you did your job to raise them to be ready to leave.
Yeah.
So they're ready to leave. That's the sign of a good mother to push them out of the nest.
And it sounds like they were gone and they came back because they were thinking, oh, hey, you know what? Mom's home alone right now.
It's just time to give them a little nudge again.
And I think if you just say, hey, you know what? I'm not alone anymore and I've got friends that want to go do things. But I can understand that too because I know it would seem really weird if you're like, well, I don't really want to come over now because your kids are there and I don't want to interrupt family time.
Right.
So I bet the kids probably never even thought of that you're feeling more alone now than you were before. So again, if you would like to chime in with some advice, I guarantee you she'd love that. You can chime in on our Facebook page. Also the same place, by the way, if you've got a Dear John letter for next week, you can do that all at the same place, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Children ask a lot of questions.
Yes, they do.
How many questions do you think a youngster asks in a day?
I'm going to say 50.
Oh, you were way off. 300.
What?
A 2013 UK study from Littlewoods, which is an online retailer, observed children and they recorded the questions they asked. Adults and children tended to turn to their mothers for answers more than anyone else. And it says mothers could hear an average of 300 questions a day. That's one question every 2.5 minutes, the study found. Moms reported the hardest question they were ever asked included, why is water wet? And, Mom, what are shadows made of?
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where you go, hey, you know what? I have an idea. Let's go get some ice cream.
Ask Dad.
No, don't ask Dad. That's when Dad says, hey, you know what? Let's go get some ice cream. And then they forget about the questions completely. That's my tactic. By the way, we should go get some ice cream. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Argentina. Argentinian president has tested positive for COVID even after being vaccinated.
Yep.
Which that is very bizarre because I didn't know that was. Did you know that was even possible?
I knew that if you get it once,
ago.
you have to have it. You have to have it annually, kind of like the flu shot.
Okay. I'm not going to comment on any of that because I don't know any of that. I just thought that was interesting. I have a link to the story if you want to read the story, but I didn't know that was a thing. But apparently that's a thing. Dateline, Argentina. A news headline from somewhere in this world, brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Today's gift, by the way, is a banana telephone. It's National Banana Day.
Cute.
It is ridiculous, but adorable, but ridiculous. So
I always had silly phones when I was younger.
this is like a thing you hook to your cell phone or something. I don't quite get it, but
fun.
Anyway, some weird news. Again, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A man in Vienna who was fined last year. We read about this guy. He's the one who was with the police, and then he broke wind really loudly towards them.
Oh, yeah.
And he was fined 425 pounds. Well, he appealed that, and they got that reduced down to just 85 pounds.
Okay.
So this happened June 5th of last year. He did successfully challenge this hefty fine, arguing that it was a biological process, that he couldn't have made that happen. It wasn't deliberate. It just happened. Anyway, they said that he did that with intent, turned into an interesting thing. Then they said, okay, it's a form of expression that transcended the boundaries of decency, and the court branded the man's actions ridiculous, but concluded the culprit had average culpability because, it was a bodily function, and it was his first offense, so they reduced the fine again to 85 pounds.
85
what a
pounds.
bizarre story. It's today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. What noise? A pair of Florida sheriff deputies responded to a noisy party. When they got there, they tried to shut things down, but when they realized, oh, hey, our boss is here. He was one of the guests.
Oh, funny.
The uncomfortable encounter between the deputies and the party guests was caught on a body camera. The body cam footage is online. It was obtained by a newspaper. They told some attendees that, hey, you guys need to keep it down. And that's when they go, oh, hey, you know who's here? Your boss is here.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He was in the backyard whooping it up with everybody else. That's when one of the deputies started to walk away. He said, you guys, you know what? You You do whatever you want to do. Have a nice night now.
That shouldn't be fair,
No,
though. If there's
it shouldn't be.
complaints and issues, it
But here's
doesn't
the
matter
thing.
who's in attendance.
Here's the saving grace for all of this. This was before 11 p.m. No action was taken by law enforcement because the noise ordinance doesn't actually start till 11 p.m. So when they stopped there, it was officially just to say, hey, we had a complaint. Your neighbors are asking you to keep it down. So it's not like anyone was going to get arrested anyway.
Okay.
So hopefully by 11 p.m. it did quiet down. But yeah, it's an interesting bit of
that kind of stuff kind of irritates me. That's just not
moment
right,
of doubt. Brought to you by radiosavings.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. All right, Heidi, here we go. Carlton Oaks, Santee, California. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'm going to say golf course.
Carlton Oaks is a golf course.
Nice.
Good job,
Finally,
Heidi. Yeah,
finally.
You were kind of swinging.
I
and
was
missing there.
struggling. It's not
You were
fun.
lost in the weeds.
I was.
Yeah, that's how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. This is kind of a cool story here. A musician couple hosts a virtual concert, actually several of them, to raise money for food pantries. Two musicians in New York, they're hosting virtual concerts. They've raised thousands of dollars now for local food pantries. How cool is that?
That's fantastic.
David Shenton and Aaron Shields, they're touring musicians who they had a lot of gigs booked in the last year that just didn't happen because of COVID.
Yeah.
So when the married couple saw food pantry lines wrapped around their block, they decided, you know what? We're going to help. They say when your entire industry shuts down, you think, well, how are we going to do this? Seeing the people in line, she says, you know what? I could be that person. That could be my family.
Yep.
She said, I thought, I'm not a doctor. I don't really have much to offer. But then she said, you know what? We do know how to perform. So she, a soprano, and Shelton, a composer, a pianist, and violinist, started hosting virtual concerts to raise money for this food pantry. Their talented friends in Broadway also joined in for the good cause. Says, we have all of these connections to Broadway, singers outside of their work on Broadway. So we wanted to capitalize on that. Among the performers, by the way, are people who you would pay big bucks to see on Broadway shows like Hamilton, The Little Mermaid, Tootsie, Les Mis. How do you say that one?
Les Mis.
Les Mis. Oh,
Les Mis.
That's why they do it that way. So she says, it's just something my mom always said. If you're feeling low, volunteer. Give back to other people because it will make you feel better. She said, and it's so true.
It is true.
It is true. I agree completely. So what a cool thing. Where they're going, hey, you know what? We could sit here and mope and say we got nothing to do and all of our stuff is canceled. Or they could actually do what they know how to do and help other people. And that's what they did. And I absolutely love it. I've got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.